Hello and welcome to the second leg of Group C of the All Cup. Today we are in the new year and I'm once again joined by Philip Klein, Finnick MTG, and we are
Hey guys.
and and new year, new troubles. We are commentating over as I said already, the second leg of Group C. We have here Jonas Bauernfeind, Dominik Haas, Daniel Pernosch, and Manuel Danninger battling it out to continue in the tournament.
Oh yeah. I hope for all our viewers, you had a very nice New Year's Eve and also a nice Happy New Year. And I think at first we should go over our system, our tournament system.
Yeah. And this is actually our tournament plan. I've already updated something. In Group A and Group B, we already had our both second legs, and with that we have already 4 advancing players, and these are Christian Münster and Christoph Igelsberg from Group A, and Andreas Schaubmeier and Mario Hinterberger in Group B.
And so I think we have our first quarterfinals, two first quarterfinals. It's Christian Münster versus Andreas Schaubmeier. These are Absent Maverick versus Ragdelver. And the second quarterfinal is Christoph Igelsberg versus Mario Hinterberger. Black White Eldrazi versus Death and Taxes.
Yeah, and for us, we are playing it out, the first two guys of the third and the fourth quarterfinalists games. And we have already exciting standings actually. Because we have 3 guys at 6 points in this group. We have Jonas Bauernfeind, Daniel Pernosch, and Manuel Danninger, everyone with 6 points, and unfortunately Dominik Haas dead last with 0 points. But nothing is over. He still has chances to advance.
And although they are very slim, but they, like we have seen in the last 2 groups, that nothing is over yet. Everything's still possible, although sometimes it's very hard. And I think Dominik has to make a clean 3-0 here to have chances at advancing into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, for sure. It has to go literally perfect for him that he can advance, but chances are chances, and let's hope for the best to have an exciting stream of these.
Yeah, if you like what we're doing, just follow our channel and subscribe. All our earnings will go directly into this channel to bring you the perfect webcam-based legacy experience.
Yeah, for sure. If COVID eventually ends, we'll for sure do something paper-based again. But for this time, you can expect regularly webcam-matic. We have at least 4 weeks or 5 weeks to go with this tournament, and then we'll think of something else that we can do in the future.
I'm thinking they got our first table has some technical issues, so maybe we should go over to table 2, to the second table, and look at that at first.
Okay. Have you talked to the boss at table 1 already?
No, I'm going over there. I'll be there soon.
Okay. So I have some spare time now. We see some all spamming in the chat. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate the follows. It means a lot to us actually, that we can bring you this stream, that you can have something enjoyable at night or at midday, and it would be in the US States. But I can't wait for the first matches to start and do a 3-hour or approximately 3-hour long stream with you, and
And it seems like the technical issues have been resolved, so we can look to our players, to Jonas Bauernfeind on Ragdelver versus Manuel Danninger on Hogaak.
Okay, let's move the window to the stream. And yeah, with that I will start now the timer for the rounds. And yeah, let's start the game.
And our players are also starting.
Philip, can you just tune into boys and say they have to change?
Yeah,
that Jonas has to change his in-game name. Thank you. And yeah, the first match is Jonas Bauernfeind against Manuel Danninger. I will just change up the names quickly, that we can resolve it. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of work for me, but yeah, everything should be done now in the stream.
Better now for viewers. Streaming people legacy over webcam is kind of hard sometimes because there's some technical difficulties that we have to overcome, such as the right angle from the webcam, and also sometimes the order in which our app is displaying our players is sometimes really strange.
Yeah. I think I have to change quickly the users for Cardboard Live. Actually, if you want to see a quick look into the deck list, you see it on your left and your right. Currently it's a little bit turned, but yeah, I will fix it in a few seconds. Yeah, as the first turn go, we had a turn 1 Delver on the side of Jonas, and yeah, and mill or a faithless looting for Manuel Danninger.
Oh no, it's not a faithless looting. He got wasted on the second turn, and now he fetches. The Stitches player was getting dazed, and he couldn't pay that 1. And so he is now on the looting plan.
And he is getting in 1 bridge, and I'm not sure what the other card is. Is it a Gravecrawler?
It's a Hogaak.
It's a Hogaak, okay.
It's a Hogaak.
Yeah, another Wasteland for Jonas, and yeah. Unfortunately, no Delver flipping, and with the life total is still really, really high for Manuel Danninger. But yeah, I mean, he's getting the lands, and yeah, the problem for Jonas is the 6 damage he already missed with non-Delver flip attacks, and yeah, could be a problem for him. I mean, this turn there should be another Stitcher Supply, Gravecrawler, or something else on the side of Manuel Danninger. Unfortunately, his graveyard is now a little bit out of picture. This is a Thoughtseize, and
we see here a Dreadhorde Arcanist, a Force of Will, a Volcanic Island, and
an Oko, I think it is.
And an Oko. Volk for Force of Will.
Tarmogoyf, Oko, Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Yeah, it's a little bit blurry here.
Yeah. Let's see what he takes. I mean, for me it would be either a blue card or Force of Will, but I think the Force of Will is the correct play.
Yeah, I also think he needs to resolve something to
what did
get back on board.
It was a chemical therapy, so it was no Thoughtseize.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and with that,
totally missed that.
I mean, I'm not sure what he called with it, but yeah, I mean, it would have made sense to call a Force of Will, but maybe he called a Brainstorm or something like that, which would have made sense.
If you're playing Hogaak, I think saving the chemical therapy to fire it off before you actually have something to play and naming Force of Will is 99% the right play to do. Because it just want your things to resolve, and then nobody can Delver can't stop you anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, currently against something like Mark-Erik Vogt's Banned Miracles list, it would be correct to name Force of Negation, I think. Just because he's playing 8 forces, and Force of Negation is the better one against him, because of the exile clause, I think. But yeah, it would totally make sense to call a Force of Will here. And yeah, here we see another Force of Will pitch the Oko in the hand, and yeah, he's trying to ride his Delver to victory. Unfortunately, the life total is actually
It's
a little
19
high.
to 9.
Yeah, I think the Delver attacks in the early 2 to 3 turns really made big impact with him not flipping. But yeah, I think Jonas is still in good shape. I mean, Manuel has to make some board presence, but does he have something to block the Delver with?
No. Hogaak doesn't play anything that can block flying creatures. So the Delver is basically unblockable here in this situation.
I mean, there's theoretically the thing for him that he can block with a Putrid Imp, but unfortunately he has already Threshold, so it can't block anymore.
Does he play a Putrid Imp
Yeah.
in his list? Yeah, 2 of this. I don't think blocking with Putrid Imp is a winning play here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Hogaak, the counter magic was just too strong, and also versus a Wasteland deck, I think you will always fetch first turn for a basic swamp. You operate so good on just 1 or 2 mana, and Delver almost always has at least 1 or 2 Wastelands. So that's basically my experience with Delver. And if you're fetching at least for 1 basic, you're good to go, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, here we see the problem with resolving 1 spell for Manuel. I mean, the problem is now for Jonas. But yeah, 1 good mill can decide so many big things.
It isn't over now. He's on 9. The race seems definitely in favor for Rack Delver here.
Yeah, he still has the blocking Goive, which is actually huge. And he can attack for another 3 in the air. He can top deck a bolt or something like that. And yeah, it would be really big and deciding. I mean, he doesn't have an Oko, but he has a Dreaded Arcanist, which he would certainly play next turn. And yeah, he gets at least 1 other attack in, and it shouldn't be lethal with 2 blockers for Jonas. It doesn't matter what the cards are. I mean, he can resolve Altar of Dementia, and then it's pretty much game over, I think, for Jonas.
Oh yeah, for sure. Altar of Dementia would be the best thing to resolve here.
How big is the Goive? I think he is...
It's a 5/6?
It should be land, instant, sorcery, creature. I think that's it, actually.
It's a
4/5, I think, yeah. And I'm currently not sure what was played this turn for Jonas.
I think it's a Dreaded Arcanist.
Yeah. Should be. Unfortunately, a little bit on the bright side. But yeah. Dunga now on 6. And yeah, here we have Delta. And yeah, we have to wait if Jonas let it resolve. And it does. And with that, I think it should be game over now.
Oh yeah, Rack Delver winning the first game is very hard. Oh,
I mean, it was close, and it definitely came down to the missing flips on the Delver.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, there is a lot of if there would have been this and if there would have been that. But yeah, variants, and you can't win everything, and it would be a pleasant surprise to actually win a game against, or win the first game against Hogaak. Yeah, and here we have and now 3 Wentrans in the graveyard, I think, for Manuel Danninger. And yeah, with that, I think it doesn't matter, because he gets the tokens, he gets the exiles, he gets the Wentrans back. I mean, he can't attack for lethal this turn, but he will mill for lethal, I think.
Oh yeah, you definitely mill for lethal here. It's the easiest way to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think, the A plan for Hogaak. Or is it the B plan?
It's the B plan. It's the B plan. Going down the beatdown route, especially with Chant, is. No, I think beatdown plan is better in back, and Chant is the mill plan a little bit higher ranked, because it's more grindy. The plan E is more grindy than the bug version, because you don't play the Hadron crap, which leads to very explosive starts.
Okay.
But you can, and with Chant you can flashback the faithless lootings, which give you a little bit more staying power in the mid to late game.
So you would say it's the Chant version of Hogaak?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a powerhouse, but as some sources in the internet tell us, Hogaak isn't actually that good currently in the metagame. But what we have to admit is that this is not the actual metagame that we currently have in Legacy. This is a closed decklist tournament, and the decklists are, I think, 2 to 3 months old now. And yeah, there was a lot of metagame evolving up to this day. And yeah, I think Chant, or Hogaak especially, is a good deck. And in this tournament we had not that much of graveyard dependent decks, and with that we had, I think, a low count of graveyard hate, and with that Hogaak is definitely up here.
Yeah, in this specific tournament, any graveyard deck will do exceptionally well with Free Rack Delver. It's really great. It's really great to play anything that's not mid-rangey.
Yeah, I think that there are a few bad decks, I would say, for graveyard decks, but yeah, these are mostly the Maverick and Fork Loam decks with access to Pachucaborg, but this is most of the time too slow actually to compete against the good or average to good draws on the graveyard hit decks.
Oh yeah, and Gino, I know you're still waiting for my Sturmgag, but that plan probably died with the banning of Underworld Breach. I still think you could do something with Hogaak and Underworld Breach and Tendrils of Agony, without the powerhouse that's Breach was. I don't think it's doable anymore.
Yeah.
But it would be cool, definitely.
Yeah, this was definitely an exciting metagame actually.
Yeah, Breach is legal in Vintage.
Yeah. I think Paint the Breach is actually a deck there.
Don't you play this isn't Breach play in Paradoxical Outcome?
No,
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about Vintage. I just know that Dredge plays for Bazaar and Hogaak plays for Bazaar, and if I want to play Vintage, I need for Bazaar.
Yeah, Bazaars are a little bit costly, I would say. But yeah, it's a necessary evil, unfortunately, for this format. I mean, I would love to play format where Paint is a tier 1 or tier 1 to tier 2 strategy. But yeah, Vintage is a little bit above my affordability rate. So
I kind of think that Painter is the Painter strategy as itself is probably really good in the meta right now, and is maybe even tier 1.5.
yeah, no, I don't think that it's tier 1.5. I mean, it's probably more like tier 2, but more like tier 2 than tier 3. But I think tier 1 is currently this on top of the meta. Yeah, definitely
It depends how do you see the tiers? How do you rank this, and how many decks are in the tiers respectively?
Yeah, but yeah, maybe it's paint the
If you
1.5.
make the tiers more narrow, and you just go for the best decks, and then it's probably just Rakdelva and Snowco tier 1, and everything else is tier 2 already, like Rainbow Depths and what's good, Doomsday,
Yeah,
and everything else would be tier 3 to tier 4 to tier 5.
yeah,
With my feelings of tiers, I think there's space for at least 5 to 6 decks in each tier. So I think in my tier system, you've got Ragdella, Snowco, Rainbow Depths, Doomsday, definitely on tier 1. Maybe even Elves on tier 1.
yeah. I think Elves is easily hateable, and I think it belongs more to tier 2. But let's resume a little bit with our match we have currently going on. We had a turn 1 Delver again on the side of Jonas. It flipped this time of a Ponder, I think. Of a Force of Will.
Blind, yeah.
And yeah, we had Days on the Stitches turn 1, and another Days on the Satyr Wayfinder turn 2. So yeah, everything's going into the favor of Jonas currently, but yeah, turn 1 and turn 2 doesn't matter if you can win on turn 3 to turn 5.
I think playing around Days would be a winning play here. Would you play around Days if you're on the draw?
Not on the second one, I think, because you'd lose way too much pressure if the Delver is flipped. If the Delver wasn't flipped, for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the second one, but I think I would have taken the first turn off and played at least Stitcher Supplier with mana up for Days.
Yeah, that would be definitely debatable, and I think this would have been the correct play. Maybe lead up with a faithless looting because the Stitcher supply is just way too explosive.
Yep. I can see the Satyr Wayfinder not playing around Days, because the creature itself, I think, isn't good enough for this deck. Even in the chant version, I don't like Satyr Wayfinder here. I think you need more copies of Putrid Imp, because Putrid Imp is just so good in so many matchups. It does so many things that you're sometimes lacking.
Yeah. I mean, Putrid helps you with stuff that is stranded in your hand, but yeah, I like the aspect of cards that mill the top of your deck. With that, I think I'm more in line to the bug version of the deck because of the grabs.
Yeah, the crabs are really good. I tried to make a 4-color version or a Grixis version of Hogaak that incorporates both Hadron Crab and Faithless Looting, but 4-color is just not feasible because the mana base gets too clunky, and it just doesn't work that way you want it to.
Yeah.
And the Grixis version just doesn't have enough oomph. You need more. You need the Vengevines to really get the beatdown plan going and to out aggro some games.
Yeah, I mean, for the Grixis version, I also feel the lack of sideboard cards.
Oh yeah, the sideboard cards are huge. I
Yeah.
mean, you can work around it with things like Echoing Truth, but they're not that good like a Decay or
Yeah.
Assassin's Trophy. They're simply so good, and I think that the core is always blue-green.
Yeah.
Even if I have toyed around with Mardu Hogaak at the beginning, when Modern Horizons came out.
Yeah.
But the core definitely blue-green.
Yeah, and here we already saw the Abrupt Decay in action. Here we have the Tamagotchi now, which should attack for 5, I think, because we have Creature, Instant, Sorcery, Enchantment, Land, and yeah, it's 5/6. And yeah, for next turn, if Mano doesn't have anything good that does play through Force of Will, I think it should be game over. because the Bloodgust doesn't block.
But he plays a Cabal Therapy, so he gets at least one.
Yeah, the Cabal Therapy could be an issue now.
The life total are 19 to 6.
Okay, he should have said Force of Will. Yeah, and here we have a Force of Negation, Brainstorm, and a Surgical.
I think the right way to do this here is to, in my opinion, I would flashback the looting.
He already flashbacked the looting, so there is.
Okay, so there's nothing in the graveyard. I totally missed this.
Yeah, and here we have to see if he can go for another Force of Negation. But with him now using the Brainstorm to do something with the top of his hand.
I would actually would just have pitched it. But I'm not a Delver player. I don't know if this would be a good play.
Yeah, the problem is that Manuel actually has 2 landfall triggers remaining, and yeah. I mean, maybe it would have been a play to Surgical the Bloodgust here, but I don't think so.
No, because you can respond with another fetch.
Yeah, but at least you negate 1 trigger of it. But
No, you don't negate that because you fetch again, you get the landfall trigger, you can sack them with the landfall trigger on stack and have the next landfall trigger also. And completely negating the surgical extraction.
Are you sure? Because because the card left the graveyard, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, surgical extraction. Surgical extraction fizzles. So basically, what the stack looks like is you fetch. You mean surgicling with the landfall trigger on top?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works. Then you can cancel 1 landfall trigger. It works.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's. I don't think that
it really depends on the timing, because if you do it in a responsive fetch, then it does absolutely nothing, the surgical, just costing you 2 life.
Yeah.
And if you do it on response to the landfall trigger, it negates at least 1 landfall trigger.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's mattering that much. Yeah, and
the only thing that can happen now, if he has not enough or not good enough mills.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. Let's see
Block and mill. Ooh, that's great. The Gravecrawler and the Hogaak.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's game now.
Is it a Gravecrawler? I think it's an Erupt. What's it called?
No, the trophy was in the last round.
Okay.
The card above the Gravecrawler is a Hogaak, so.
Yeah. I mean, you can surgically Hogaak here. Would this be a good play?
Oh yeah, for sure. Surgically Hogaak would.
Because you can't
would do a lot
in response to the cast.
Yeah. You can surgically in response to the landfall trigger, the Hogaak. You can surgically the Gravecrawlers. These are also good.
Let's see what it does. I think this is landfall trigger on the sack. I mean, it wouldn't have been the correct decision because there is only 1 creature in play for Manuel, and he has no Dried Arbor, I think.
Doesn't he play Dried Arbor? That's certainly a wrong call then.
He doesn't play Dried Arbor, yeah.
Okay, that's certainly wrong.
You need 1 at least.
Yeah, it's sometimes the best card and sometimes it's the worst card in the deck.
And let's see what he surgical. Or does he respond with a fetch here? Okay, he does. Life totals are 4 life for Manuel and I think 19? No.
It's 4 to.
19.
I need to make it big.
19 or 18 or something like that.
I can't see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and here we have another mill for Manuel. And he does exile a bridge from below, actually. I'm not sure if I agree here. I mean,
I get surgically. The bridges get surgically.
yeah. I mean, Bridges is no. It does cost him the combo, and
But doesn't he has Bloodset Mire on board? He could have got at least a blood gas in response and sack them again
I
to
think
get
he
to generate 3 tokens or 2
he
tokens.
used everything already.
Are all lands? You think there are no lands left in the deck anymore? That can happen with Hogaak, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he has. Yeah, he has some. I think no, these are no lands in the graveyard. But he is casting now his Vengevine, and I think he has another 1-drop in hand.
Hard casting Vengevines.
Okay, he has hard casted the Gravecrawler. With that, gets his Vengevine.
And also a Hogaak.
Yeah, and these all have to go through, and then he gets an Hogaak, and yeah, it's bolt of the top for lethal, I think.
Both of the top for lethal. The Treasure Arcanet is also a possibility here. I mean, you have enough creatures. If you don't attack here, you can mill him out.
Yeah, that would have been a play too.
If you're second Hogaak in the graveyard, then it could be enough because you have 8 power with the Vengevines, 8 power from the Hogaak, and also 6 power from the Gravecrawler and the tokens. So this is 16 and 22. If you can play the Hogaak, I think 4 times.
Yeah.
That would be enough. But it's not. He can't mill him out here.
Okay. Yeah, it's.
But maybe next turn with the Gravecrawler, it's certainly possible. If he has a second Hogaak, because he can recast Gravecrawler 5 times.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Okay. Yeah, it's. What is on top?
No bolt.
No bolt. Okay.
It's a land.
Flash. Yeah.
So this goes 2-0 for Manuel Danninger with Giant Hogaak.
Yeah. So.
So Jonas Bauernfeind has taken his second loss in this tournament.
Yeah. And yeah, with that, I think Daniel, Philip, do you just tune in to our second table and see how they do?
For sure.
And yeah, let's see how we continue stream. So yeah, F in the chat. Hi Chrisu, welcome to the chat. I think you missed a great game 1, which was unfortunately lost because Delva was owned by Manuel because he didn't flipped for a few turns. But yeah, we are currently now searching for our second game, and
oh yeah, I think it works. We can switch to them.
Yeah, so we'll just quickly tune to them. So we do this like this. And OBS should
It's
work now.
1-1 and they are going into game 3.
Okay, so we'll update that now. So we have on the right side we have Daniel Daniel Pernush. And on the left side we have Haas Dominic.
So this matchup is 4-color Loam versus Ant.
Yeah, so we'll quickly update this too.
For the future, I think maybe we should incorporate some background music into our stream Just something to chill.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I can try to use my own CD promoted by the Fnatic 6, a best band of myself.
I think that would be too stressful here in such a chill stream.
Yeah, it's some some tunes are really loud and fancy, but yeah, we have to find something that suits the environment, I think. And yeah, I think the stream should be updated by now, and we should see the correct place now. Dominik Haas on the left and Daniel Pernosch on the right. And versus, for Loam.
And shout out to Krisu. Hello, Krisu. Welcome to our Group C of the Austrian Legacy League Cup. Great to have you on. Much love.
Yeah, and something is actually, Krisu is now really famous in the Legacy community because he's now followed on Twitch by one of the greatest content creators and players of Legacy, Hogaak.
Oh yeah, that was just so cool.
And
I'm a little bit envious.
yeah, he's really great. And I've seen on Twitter that he actually flamed him on the same day as he got followed.
Fancy.
Yeah, and here we have a great start now for Haas Dominik. Jealous on 0 into Thalia on turn 1 is definitely not too shabby.
Oh, that's a harsh start for Haas Dominik. Oh yeah, Krisu, we are very jealous.
Yeah, we have to pay Anorak that he follows us now, but yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it will be. I mean, at least Haas Dominik couldn't advance his board, but unfortunately, yeah, Daniel doesn't do that either. He doesn't have another play, and
it's a meddling mage. It's a meddling mage,
yeah.
And on tendrils.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think
that's not a Lurus, that's a Kahira, the Orphan Guard.
Yeah. He's playing Ant. You can see the deck list on the right side. And I think that Tendrils is here the wrong play, because if with open deck list too, you can see actually the cards that can advance him or can get rid of the problematic cards. And I think it would be either correct to name Force of Vigor maybe or Abrupt Decay or something like that. Because
Force of Vigor would definitely be better.
I mean, I think Abrupt Decay is still the right call, because you can answer both, because you don't care that much about Chalice as long as Thalia lives on the board. And yeah, I think this is a quick 2-1 now for Haas Dominik actually.
He's on his way to the 3-0. Maybe he's working his way into the advancing state.
Yeah. It's
for the chat, Krisu, Kahira is there, so you can always have a green card pitching for Force of Vigor.
That's the big innovation for this deck. And yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, it doesn't seem like that Daniel can advance. I mean, I don't see it happening here, because you need something to bounce here to get rid of the Thalia pre-damage, and you can only do this with...
He has bought it into Fatal Push.
Yeah, but you need to fetch for the damage. That you can pay the costs with Thalia in play. And with that, I think is, unfortunately, game over. Maybe
he has to play both Fatal Push here.
Yeah, and he can't do this because of Thalia negating it. Because if he would have had another land, he would have already played actually.
such a good start for Dominic here. Going turn one. Chalice on 0 and Thalia going on Fraben. It's just the perfect start you want to always have versus Storm. Versus any kind of Storm deck.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel kept the one lander, which is most likely correct in this situation, but yeah, not getting to cast any cantrips or 0 mana acceleration is really hard for him. Because he basically skipped his second and third turn, I think, and yeah, that's too much against the board that has Dominic provided. I mean, he skipped also his second turn, but yeah, that wasn't that big of a deal with another hate piece following up. And yeah, let's see what Daniel can do.
If Daniel has any kind of plan here, he's really thinking hard. I think maybe he has something that he can do.
Yeah.
Just living for another turn would be maybe enough.
Yeah, that could have been okay. But yeah, this turn seems really hard now.
Maybe casting Force of Vigor on Chalice. No, he scoops it up.
Yeah.
And there's the 2-1 for Dominic Haas.
Yeah, and with that, I think we have to go into a short break of 5 minutes, and yeah, we'll resume with another match for you guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So stay tuned. We will update the timer so you can see when you should be back for stream.
Yeah.
And we will be there in 5 minutes for you.
So stay tuned. See you soon. Hello and welcome back. We had now our short break and we will continue with the second match of the day, which is Jonas Bauernfeind against Daniel Pernusch. I think it's a really great addition. It's even better, I think, with open deck list as with closed deck list, because it doesn't make any sense to reveal it usually game one, but in this environment it does make some amount of sense. And with that I think it's a good list, but I don't think that the matchup is that favorable for Daniel, unfortunately. Yeah, for sure. So, let's tune in. And so Philip, can you just tell that Jonas has to change the nickname again? So, thank you, Chino. I completely missed this one. So you can hear Philip again. Unfortunately, for the last segment, you were muted, Phil.
Oh my god, nobody could hear my beautiful singing voice.
No, unfortunately not. So, yeah.
But yeah, what I've said before was how Peter feels about Kahira, but I think you could hear him, so at least you could hear the answer to my question. And now we've got Daniel Pernusch versus Jonas Bauernfeind, ANT versus Rackdelver.
Yeah, I'm currently tuning my stream values again down. Now it should be better for you guys, but unfortunately my internet situation doesn't get better from time to time. So yeah, let's hope that it will continue to function at least a little bit for today. I have to definitely upgrade mine, but normally I should be able to stream on these settings, but yeah, for today it is really strange actually.
Oh yeah, next time we are streaming again from Daniel's computer, so it will definitely work better for the next stream.
Yeah.
The next stream is on the 8th of January, featuring the Group D of the Austrian Legacy Cup, and you will see me again playing, battling it out for advancing.
Yeah. For myself, I hope that Daniel is advancing today, so we can use his internet to hold streams now. But yeah, let's hope for him that can have a little bit of luck, because I think he will need it against Jonas with his third Dell on turn one actually.
Oh my god, and they're always flipping.
No, the first one wasn't flipping that great, but yeah, most of the time
really good. But they flip really good. It's not that they are never flipping like Manuel's Delva.
Yeah.
From Group D.
Yeah, but yeah, Manuel is still leading the group, I think. And with that, it shouldn't be that bad for him. But yeah, he's our local meme. So yeah, let's see.
We have here a snow-covered island on turn one for Daniel.
Yeah.
And a preordain.
Yeah, playing around Wasteland, really key actually. And yeah.
What do you think about this play here? If you place a preordain, that's basically telling your opponent that you don't have a ponder in hand. Am I right?
Yeah, usually, because you will for sure play a ponder here. because you want to have maximum information. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's giving away free information here that you don't have a ponder.
I think it isn't that bad.
It's still right, but I think it's interesting to think about such little nuances in
Yeah,
the games that you play.
yeah. The problem is that they're still playing against the tempo deck, I would say, and with that you don't have the time to play
Nah, for sure. It's
the
just for
small
our
games.
viewers that sometimes you have to think about these little informations that you get from your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. There are a lot of small things that you can do right, but yeah, it's really a game of nuances in Legacy that you have to play, and we've seen it with Jonas in his first match today. It's really close every match, and if he can sequence something differently or let some small thing resolve on the side of Manuel Danninger, actually, that he maybe has a counter spell ready for the big thing, and yeah, really small nuances that you can maybe do differently that would have won him the game. But yeah, that's really great that we can do small nuanced gameplay and learn something from it.
Yeah, that's also what I really love about this format. Is it's like you've said, the little things, the attrition matches, and the little giveaways you have in this particular format. It's not. I mean, Fire Design has brought some huge haymakers into the format, but Legacy is still spell based at most.
Yeah,
And you still have these kind of mind games that you can do and that you can get your information out of.
yeah, definitely. And there is a lot of discussion now in Legacy within the big content creators, because a lot of them have shifted from thinking about card advantage, because it doesn't matter that much anymore, to mana advantage, which is playing a big factor. And this is quite an interesting concept in the later days. But yeah, it's a really big topic to cover here on, while commentating over a game.
Oh yeah. And so back to the game, Jonas swings in with the Goif. He thinks a 3/4 and the still unflipped Delver.
Yep. So it's more like a manual Delver, but yeah. Unfortunately, we have no life counter this matchup.
Ooh, that's great. Another land drop here for Daniel. Like he says, always make land drops versus
Delver.
blue decks.
Yeah, definitely. Is this a Forces?
I think it's a Forces, yeah.
Okay, Hardcast Force of Negation. That's definitely one big plus for Force of Negation here. Being able to hardcast it is such a huge deal.
But Storm would be 2 now, so...
Yeah, I still don't think that... I mean...
And he's tapped out. Just still 5 cards in hand.
4 or 5, yeah. I mean, the plus point is that you haven't paid any life for your 40s, and I think he should be around 12, 11 or something like that. But that isn't actually that high, because I think he's forced now to go off next turn. And yeah, maybe he can test the water a little bit, make the mana situation a little bit better for next turn. But that would maybe give Jonas the ability to top tank something next turn.
Yeah, but I think Daniel is contemplating he'll go off. Yeah, like I said, I think he doesn't have that turn anymore. He needs to take the advantage of being tapped out from Jonas.
Yeah. But I still think that you have to play... that you have to have a hand that plays around 1 force as well. For sure. And he has 3 Veil of Summer in the deck, and with that he can most of the time play around there.
And another ritual.
Okay.
And is it an LED?
Yeah. If it does play into the force of will, I'm not sure that it's correct. Is this another LED? And this is an Infernal Tutor, I think. Breaking one LED.
It's really hard here.
I mean, what would the hand get better with? That's for sure. Yeah.
Is there a fuss? Is there a fuss? Oh my god, this suspense is killing me.
Yeah. If there is.
There's a fuss.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I agree here with. No, I don't agree with this decision from Daniel. I think.
Fuss, pitch, brainstorm.
Spell pierce.
Spell pierce. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard because the hand doesn't get much better. Actually, he had no cantrips, and the only thing that would have made it better for him would have been, Whale of Summer or Fortsies. And with that, he would have lost the game anyway.
Now he takes Kahira into his hand.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe that would have been the correct play actually. So he would have negated one attack from Tarmogoyf and maybe do something else. But yeah, bolt is a bolt, and face of Kahira doesn't make any difference. So yeah.
Yeah, the 5 to 8 forces now in the decks are so hard for Storm. So negation is is just so good.
Yeah.
For any blue deck.
Definitely.
And also now a Hooting Mandrills.
Yeah, and with that it's pretty much game over, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Deck listed for you guys are now updated. I put you Black Death up there if you would have been interested. Instead of Spawn Fights Rakdelva list.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and we have the 6 forces in the main deck with the spell pierce, the spell snare, the 4 daces. It's just 12 counter spells in the main deck. And sideboard you get some amount of pyroblasts
I'm not really sure that Force of Negation was a net positive for the format.
If you like fair gameplay, it's a net positive for format, I would say.
Nah, not even then. I don't agree here.
Yeah, the problem is because you are more of an affiliate for Mardu or such non-blue stuff like that. And the problem is that combo decks or fringe combo piles always prey on fair decks like Dead Ale or something like that. Because you really, really need a starting hand with a turn 1 disruption piece or in my project something like that in hand. And
that's not really the case. We always preyed on fair blue decks.
Yeah, and I don't think that for something like Madu or something like that, fair blue having more forces isn't that bad. I think it shuts down a lot of the fast combo decks, or reduces the amount of fast combo decks, which should make a more nuanced and fair gameplay pattern more likely in Legacy. And I think this is a net positive goal for the format. I think there are worse cards that promote negative gameplay in Legacy currently.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I think Force of Negation is just something on the edge that we should discuss. It doesn't feel good actually for me, but it's okay. It's more in the realm of Veil of Summer that it's certainly pushed. Wasn't needed at first, and isn't needed also now. But it's not oppressive or anything like that. It's just okay. It's just here, GSA, and it's okay. But and it shouldn't be gone or something. But it doesn't have to be printed in the first way.
Yeah, it's the same discussion with Astrolab, I think, because it's not the broken card in any means, and I think it doesn't deserve a ban in action in any discussion, but yeah, it isn't a
The,
card
the
that a
only
lot
the
of
only
players are
thing
happy with.
the only thing I'm at the moment really unhappy with Astrolabe is that it's simply always wrong to not play snow-covered basics, and that can't play your fancy-looking basics anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only grudge I have with Astrolabe.
Yeah, and we had the 4th time in a row a turn 1 Delver on the side of Jonas.
The Delta gods are looking upon him. Can
Yeah.
you say the same, Imperial?
Yeah, it's amazing. But actually, there was a statement from, I think it was Maro, that there. Have you seen which card was used to flip the Delver?
No, I haven't got this.
Should have been the pawn because it was the top card of his deck, of his hand. Yeah, because Maro made a statement that it isn't allowed for them to print any land that is better than a basic land. And snow-covered lands are strictly better than basic lands, actually, I think.
In the context of Legacy, definitely.
I think in the context of Magic. Because there is, I think, one card that makes it worse, which is a 4-mana land destruction spell or something like that.
No, there are still a lot of snow hate spells from the yesterdays. Things like Ice Quake and Hailstorm are out there, but they're just not efficient enough to get played in Legacy. And also enchantment, I think it's Freya Lease's Radiance from Cold Snap. It's for 2 mana and 1 and a green, and enchantment that snow-covered permanence doesn't untap anymore. It's kind of cool. The problem is it has cumulative upkeep too, so it's basically always useless.
So it's bad.
So it's bad, yeah. And maybe they are printing some snow hate in Kaldheim, which could be cool.
And we have another Delta, we have the Wasteland here, and yeah. Things are going not in the right way for Daniel actually today.
Oh yeah. A&T is kind of has a rough spot at the moment in the meta game. I think Tess is the best Storm deck, but Daniel has explicitly said that he doesn't want to play Tess because he's more familiar with Ant.
Yeah.
And I think he plays it better than he would play Tess.
Yeah, you should definitely play the deck you are more comfortable with. And I don't have that much free time to play a lot of MTGO, but I've read the article on the Min-Max proc about Doomsday. Have you already?
Okay. No, I'm in the middle of building Doomsday. I have now gotten my Tropical Island and also my for Doomsday, but I'm still needing some little things like Baleful Strix and I think it's Baleful Strix and some other little cards. Nothing special that I'm still missing for Doomsday.
Yeah.
But I think the back version is the one I would prefer.
Yeah, I have taken a look into the Grixis version, which Max Torsion and I think Trakis is playing.
Yeah, it's Marcus Ewald. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, they are playing three Predict in the main deck. And Dreadhorde Arcanist in we maybe see
a kill
here. Because there is nothing that can prevent him. And I think because
value Wishclaw Talisman on board.
Yeah.
And there's the Storm Ice. Oh, that's fancy.
I mean, it would have been okay maybe for him to even wait the turn if it's an unsure kill.
But then you still get to the player sees one more card, and then everything can go downhill.
Yeah, it would have been only the case if he draws Brainstorm into Force of Will or something like that.
Yeah, that's always kind of hard for me when playing combo decks, cell-based combo versus a blue deck. Do I give them another card to look at, or shall I go now? And that's really hard for me to figure out. And I think it's also very hard for any spell-based combo player out there. If you don't have the protection hand, or you just have one protection spell, and you know if he draws a second counter or another hate piece, then your protection isn't enough.
Yeah. Okay. Jonas has his fun now.
He has basically F6.
Yeah, he's playing the drums. So yeah, it's just doing maths for Daniel now. If he can win here and he passed the turn. Maybe he was 1 mana short or something like that. But yeah, it's really, really close.
Ooh, that's hard now. He plays the Hooting Mandrels.
Yeah.
And he taps out.
Yeah, I mean...
he has just one card in hand and it's a bolt.
So he yeah, does show off the card which he drew. That means there is no extra turn for Daniel. Yeah, he had to play...
He has to go off now.
Yeah, the only card that he would have had to play around would have been a Daze. Because yeah, that would have been the only card that can get something from him. And yeah, let's see if Daniel can do something against this.
But we totally missed the topic. What were we talking at first?
I think we were
before I went on a rant.
I think we were talking about Doomsday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Crixus one. You are playing 3 predicts in the main deck, and you are playing Dread of Arcanist in the sideboard. So you switch game plans between game 1 and game 2, and are really, really grindy. You can play as a really big control deck. You lose a lot of fast acceleration with the deck, but it seems like that it's a lot more consistent and much favorably against snow, because you have a lot of 2-for-1s in the form of predict, because you can make them overload with your counters and your protection spells. Because if you end of turn predict, you're getting a 2-for-1 most of the time. You set it up, and with that they have to decide if they do something against the predict. But if they do not, you can outvalue them dramatically.
Yeah, because Snow Code doesn't have real ways to generate card advantage. Like we said before, they are more in line with getting ahead on mana.
Yeah.
Maybe card advantage isn't that bad after all, if everybody is focused on mana advantage.
Yeah. But here, maybe there is a play that you... Okay, unfortunately Daniel could not make any win, and with that is another loss for today, and is on 6 points. And it depends on the second match, but yeah, if Manuel Danninger wins the second match, which maybe you can tune in shortly, Philip.
Oh yeah, I will certainly tune in and ask them.
Yeah, as I said, maybe we have a conclusion after, unfortunately, 2 games for today. Because if Manuel Danninger wins his game, he has now won his first and second game. No, he lost. No, he won for sure. And yeah.
I just checked in. The guys are on game 2, and Dominic Haas is leading with 1-0.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So yeah. Unfortunately, I have short troubles with the picture for Manuel Danninger.
Okay, so you also have to restart Discord.
Does it help if I restart Discord?
It helped me the last time, I'm not sure. But I check in with the guys.
Sure. Okay, quickly update everything. Dominic Haas is up 1 game. And Jonas Vaughan fine. And Manuel Danninger is on 0 games. So we have it here. Hopefully I can... Yeah. Here we have it now. Nice. So we have the matches now. And hopefully it works out for you guys. We will check in with the boys if Manuel Haas doesn't win this game. That we will have them switching around the camera. Because if Dominic Haas can easily do this, and then we will switch the places for them. So we have Dominic Haas on the left side on 4-color Loam and Manuel Danninger on the right side with Chand Hogaak. You should have now deck lists available via Cardboard Live, and yeah, if you have any questions to the stream, just ask it.
No, yeah, the technical difficulties are now overcome.
Yeah, okay, Dominic Haas will change his username too, so we had already fixed this graphical issue for you guys. Decklists are now updated to the correct side, and our stream setup is done in a few seconds too. Yeah, Philip, can you say Dominic Haas that he has to put an X in front of his name?
I have already told him. I think I do it again.
Okay, thank you. So you see, guys, we do a lot for presentation for you guys, that you can see everything on the stream easily, and yeah, hopefully this works for you. Yeah, and the board state doesn't look that good actually for Dominic. It should be pretty much over after this turn, I would say, because the board presence is a little bit too big for a fair deck to overcome actually.
Oh yeah, it certainly doesn't look good here.
Yeah, I think this game is pretty much over. I mean,
we have another match, another game then.
Yeah, for sure.
So because Dominic is leading 1-0.
Yeah, we have another game to follow up with between them. And yeah, I think if Manuel wins, he's then at 9 points. So there is still a chance, I think, for Daniel to advance, I think.
But I gotta say, I'm actually rooting here for Dominic. If he really makes a clean 3-0 and has chances to advancing, that would be so cool. It would really be a game of the underdog here.
Yeah, because if Dominic wins here, I think we have 3 guys now at 6 points. Because Danninger lost both games, Haas won both games, and Daniel lost both games too.
No. Manuel has won the first versus Jonas.
Okay, so there is unfortunately, I think, no way that Dominic advances.
No, it is.
I mean, it depends on breakers, yeah.
It depends on the breakers, but he could advance with 9 points. So basically, one person with 12 points advances, and then we get 2 persons with 9 points and one with 6 points at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that could work out for Dominic, and it would be really cool with a clean 3-0 that you would advance.
Yeah, for sure. Because
but for this, he has to win here. The next game.
Okay, this one doesn't seem feasible for him.
No, because the mill plan already is enough. Yeah. I wouldn't go even that far to make any tokens here, just milling out.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's easier and
yeah, it's easier to execute, and you see what cards were sideboarded actually, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, going over the deck lists, I think Dominic has boarded in a Tabernacle, 2 Swords to Plowshares. I'd like the Containment Priest, but if he can, if there's something in his deck that's worse than the Containment Priest, then he can also put that one in. The 2 Plague Engineer are kind of okay. The Toxic Deluge is good, and the 3 Leylands for sure.
Yeah, I think the Containment Priest should be better than something like what's this, Affiliate Retreat or something like that, which would
Oh yeah.
be for sure to sideboard out. I think the Green Sun Zenith doesn't make any sense here too. I don't like it. I mean, maybe the one of can stay in here as an acceleration, but the key cards are 2 mana. Because the Chalice is good for turn 1.
Chalice is really great here.
And yeah, Leyland is starting hand, Tabernacle get. And yeah. I think you can maybe board down on Abrupt Decay or something like that. Because Abrupt Decay is much more of a good card in a fair matchup.
The Abrupt Decay hits at least the altar.
I think you've lost most of the games where the altar resolved either way. I think you have to fight the other game instead of
Probably, yeah. Probably, yeah.
And if you get to Abrupt Decay it, you have to have mana open, which is okay likely, I would say.
And so he's counting his cards.
Yeah. Seems like a win for Manuel here. And here we have Dominicas giving up this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the mill plan. With Chant, you kill more often with the mill plan than with Bug.
Yeah. What I like about Chant is with the inclusion of Faithless Looting, you gain a lot of more cards for your hand. Because with every other version, you're mostly milling yourself, and so you have to draw an altar naturally or have it in the starting hand. With Faithless Looting, you have a lot of more redraws actually in your deck.
I think what's even more important, because I played both versions, is that with Chant you have through Faithless Looting a way to get rid of unwanted cards in your hand. The problem I have often faced with Bug is that you draw 1 or 2 bricks from below, and you don't want them in your hand, or you draw your Venge Vines, and with Bug you have only 4 Careful Studies.
Yeah.
And that's not really much. And in the Chant versions, I think you have to play at least 2 Putredims and the 4 Lootings, and you can more easily get rid of the cards in your hand that you more often want in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I meant at first. It's more grindy. You have more control over the cards that you put in, that you pin in your graveyard, than of the Bug version. Because, like you said, you mill a lot more with the Bug version.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, with that, I think a deck, as you already said, you want to play Grixis because you can then play Hydrograbs, Careful Studies, and maybe Faithless Looting. That would be great. But yeah, something that's really good about the black-green decks, Bug and Chant most of the time, is Abrupt Decay and yeah, Assassin's Trophy actually. You need the anti-hit.
Oh yeah.
On mass.
So what is Manuel boarding in?
Yeah, it's what should you board in?
2 trophies.
Maybe. Yeah, you need the trophies against the hate, and yeah, maybe the Thoughtseize. But I think the Thoughtseize.
The 40s are counted by the Chalice.
Yeah, the Thoughtseize are only good if he is on the play, but he's on the draw because he lost. Because he won the second game, and yeah.
So Dominic has to have a quick hand with Chalice of the Void and maybe even a Leyline. Chalice of the Void and Leyline of the Void. Both are of the Void.
Yeah, if he has a... In German it would be called a leere Start. It would be great. But yeah, if he has both cards and the way to play turn 1 Chalice, it's really good. And here's the problem with Manuel's list actually. I really like Force of Vigor.
Oh yeah, and not playing Force of Vigor is like we said in the last stream from the Group C, no Forza figure in his list is probably a huge mistake.
Yeah, I think for sure. I think it should be correct.
I think if he would have mapped out his opponents better and what they would certainly play, then he could forego the 4 ley lines in his sideboard.
Yeah, I think
And the surgical. The problem with Hogaak is you lose versus faster combo.
yeah.
That's why you need the ley line, or because of Reanimator and the mirror, and Dredge not so much, but Reanimator and the mirror, and that's why you have the ley lines. I don't think if he would have mapped out his possible opponents in this particular tournament, he could forgo the ley lines, forgo the surgical, and play 4 Force of Vigor and 4 Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, it's definitely here, but yeah, I think Graveyard Hate in our meta is key to win tournaments, but not key to survive a group.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely something that I'm always, or that I'm, yeah, I'm sinning in that regard, because I've played multiple tournaments where I completely skipped Graveyard Hate and said, yeah, if I want to survive the Swiss rounds, I have to go without it, because there is so little graveyard decks running around in our meta in Austria that I think it was correct for me to play without any Graveyard Hate. But yeah, if I play against Graveyard Hate, it's just a buy. It's just the same as I do with Painter most of the time, where, yeah, if they have Emrakul, or if they're playing Sneak and Show, which is not that not that much played in Austria, it's okay if you lose the game.
It's funny. It's basically the same with me. I always skip on the Marit Large hate. I always lose to Marit Large with every deck I play.
Yeah, I think I do that too, actually. But I think I have some amount of quick kills most of the time against Marit Large. Or I play Terminus and Swords Plowshares. It's either one of those. And yeah, in regards of Terminus and Swords to Plowshares, I remember the time I played in the Luros time, my Painter Miracles, brew.
Your 4-color blue?
No, it was actually a 2-color brew. It was straight up blue-white Miracles with counterbalance, with the Painter package inside, and with Luros in the sideboard, and it was gorgeous. And yeah, Luros got banned.
Unfortunately, with the new, like we have said in our podcast, with the new errata from the companions, I think Lurus is probably safe.
Yeah, it could make some problems, but I think it should be generally safe, actually. And in regards of podcast, I've put every one of you guys the link to our podcast page on Anchor. It's the In Response, the Legacy podcast, into the chat if you're interested. Our last episode was published on the 25th of December, and it was our Christmas special with Legacy GP Bologna winner Marc-Eric Vogt.
Oh yeah, so tune in. We are talking there about other formats, other Eternal formats like Old School.
Yeah.
And also about Old School Commander. It was really cool to have him on. He certainly got the urge going in me to build an old school deck. I have never thought about this before. I always thought it was just so expensive and you simply couldn't do it. But the fact that basically everything that's old frame or old border with the original artwork is legal, puts the whole format more into a feasible perspective.
Yeah, sure.
So it's.
I mean, I'm maybe playing what's it called? The red white aggro deck that he said that is good.
Yeah, the pink weenie.
Yeah, because I have already my 3 plateaus, so maybe have to buy another one, but the rest of the deck costs like 20 euros or something like that.
If you forgo the Moxen.
Yeah, if you forgo the Moxen. And maybe if time comes, I'm a little bit richer. If I finish my studies, I will. I mean, I'm the type of the guy, and I'm the type of a shark that doesn't have money that will buy himself some pieces of the Power 9. So
Oh
I
my
see
god,
that
I
coming
won't
for
do
myself. So
I won't do this. Certainly not. I play straight white weenie or straight mono black without power.
yeah, and here we see the Chalice on 1, actually. And yeah, we see Manuel Danninger playing his 2-drop game. And I think he forgot to attack with the Bloodgust, actually.
I'm not sure if he.
Or
If
was...
he's
Oh, no,
forgotten
he
it
was
or-
discarded
yeah.
with Faithless Looting. Or with the City Wayfinder. I think with Faithless Looting. Okay.
Okay, he plays a Green Sun Zenith on 1. So
Just
for
to get
X is
that-
1.
Yeah, so he gets a Dried Arbor most of the time.
No, yeah, probably he gets a Dried Arbor here.
Because he has to do it on 1 because of the Chalice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he play anything at 1? I don't know. I don't think so.
Just take a look at the deck list, and no.
There's Dried Arbor.
Because his creatures are Dark Confidant, Scavenging Ooze, Knights, Leovold, and Uro.
Oh yeah, the Chalice on 1 puts up a lot of work here.
Yeah. So definitely the correct play here. And yeah, shuts down a lot of the cards for Manuel. It shuts down Gravecrawler, Beauty Stitcher Supplier, and Cabal Therapy and Faithless Looting. It's basically everything that gives him an outlet, because the cards he can cast are, City Wayfinder. But yeah. But he gets here 2 tokens now.
Gets to flashback.
Yeah. So he gets 2 tokens out of the 2 bridges in the graveyard. Unfortunately, they are not shown in the camera now, but he put them down in an earlier turn. And yeah, now it seems pretty hard for for
Do you
Dominic
think
to
so?
survive.
Dominic just needs a knight and...
Yeah.
Okay. Now everything changed.
Now it's really, really hard. It's already pretty hard if Dominic doesn't have a way to kill his Dried Arbor. Because if he kills his Dried Arbor, he gets rid of the bridges, which would have been fine. And here is actually the Wasteland. A Wasteland would have been great the last turn on the Dried Arbor. But yeah, because I think stifling on mana, if he's already at 2, doesn't make. I mean, what are you fearing of? Maybe exactly City Wayfinder into Hogaak. But I think getting rid of the 2 bridges last turn would have been way better.
Oh yeah.
Because you can Green Sun Zenith for the Dried Arbor and then Wasteland yourself. And I think this would have been the better play. Because this would have gotten rid of these, and yeah, he's now forced to
Decay a token.
he bounces the
Hogaak, yeah, I've totally missed the carcass here.
Yeah. So the Hogaak isn't that bad. And
there he wastes his Dried Arbor.
And why does he waste it now?
I'm not sure. I would have waited until the trigger.
Yeah, I think there was no reason.
You could at least block the Bloodgust now.
Yeah.
And then waste, so you take 2 less damage.
Yeah. I mean, you could have...
Even you could have just blocked and let it die.
No, he would have stacked the trigger for...
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he has now a bigger creature.
A huge knight.
And yeah, I think this looks better now. But
yeah, the Chalice is so important in this matchup, even more important than the Leyline.
Yeah. And yeah, we have here an Abrupt Decay hitting the Knight of the Reliquary, which
that's I don't know about the contents of Manuel's hand, but that's one thing I'm not sure that's the correct play.
It depends how many cards Dominic has in his hands, but I think he's in top deck mode, And with that, it's definitely correct to do this. And yeah, here
I don't think because getting rid of the chalice, getting rid of the chalice, playing a Stitcher supplier into an army of zombies or something. His one drops are really. He needs his one drops, Manuel.
yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, but I think this was
But
lethal.
yeah, that was lethal. Huh? Oh my god.
So yeah,
So in the end, it worked out.
for sure. I think it was correct because Dominic was in top deck mode. So with a lethal bot presence in 2 to 3 turns, I think it's correct to destroy the creature, especially with how with so many dead draws in the deck of Dominic, because there are still Mox Diamonds, Chalice of the Voids, and something about 20 lands or something like that. So most of the deck was dead draws. And yeah, with that we have now actually finished our second game. And
We are now heading into our second break and into our last break.
yeah. And with that, see you in 5 minutes. And yeah, see you soon.
We will be there. Stay
Hello and welcome from our second break of today. And yeah, we have now the third game of today. And here we have Daniel Penosch against Manuel Danninger, which is actually the game that will decide who will advance as second place, if I remember correctly. I think Daniel should be in contention currently. Yeah, and I think with that, don't talk about it long and just tune into the best. We have to tell shortly to Daniel Penosch to change his settings and change name. Then it will be feasible for stream. Hopefully Philip heard that. And yeah, with that I will just tune to the boys, start the timer for the round. So we will see how the setup will be done. So we have 1 hour time now for the boys, and yeah, let's hope for the best. Okay. Start timer. Yeah. It does work now. Okay. For this matchup we have now Ant versus Hogaak. And last time Manuel Danninger came out on top actually in this matchup, and I think this matchup should be a little bit favored for Daniel, but yeah, it's only a really small portion, as I would say, and yeah. Yep. No mind break traps. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the same for his second game if he's on the draw, because if Manuel doesn't open with a Whale of Summer and plays like he has a Whale of Summer, the game is over for Daniel. For Manuel. Because he can easily combo off without any disruption. Because the only disruption, I mean, in the Cyber games there is besides the Whale of Summer also the 4Cs and the how is it called, the Cabal Therapy from the main deck. But I'm still thinking that yeah, Daniel should be overall ahead. And yeah, he did his preordain, I think. His Ponder. Yeah, it seems is it the one with the 3 balls, I would say. Yeah. It's yeah, I really like this artwork too. I mean, I played with this card actually for a long time, because I've played it in casual too. And yeah, I played mono blue control as a casual, so I was always on the good side. I mean, yeah, slivers were great, but I have a quiz for you. What was the only card that you played in the deck? The only creature played in the deck. Wrong. Delver. Yeah, it was the best blue creature. No, the second win condition were 2 elixir of immortality. But and having 5 back remaining. With no damage or yeah. And yeah, I think he should be pretty much favored to win here. Even if he has to go for a value, tendrils or something like that, which would have been a play too. If he doesn't find anything. No, his flips are still really, really bad. Yeah. I mean, he still has only 1 mana, so here's the second. Okay. Yeah. And I think the Past in Flames wins now the game. Or does it? It should be. No, because you can use the... Does he have 1 or 2 LEDs? Yeah, he used the Dark Ritual and another Ritual. Then he should have at least 6 mana to tutor into how's it called? Tutor into tendrils. Yeah. Here you have 6. Now you cast the Ritual. Yeah. Using these, you have 7 Storm. Then you crack the LED for red. And with that you cast Past in Flames. With Past in Flames you cast Dark Ritual, you cast Cabal Ritual, and then you have 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the 11th spell you would cast this turn would be the Tendrils of Agony. Because this is now the 8th card, and with that it's game over. Yeah, and Manuel. Yeah, you don't have to fear any disruption, or nearly no disruption. He can hit some key cards with a Cabal Therapy if he has a lot of cantrips game 1, but he was already on the play and had a good or really good hand. Yeah, it's interesting because there aren't really that much cards that he can bring in. Maybe he brings in the surgical. I mean, for sure he will bring it. I mean, what he doesn't have anything that is good because there is no. I mean, I'm not sure if Manuel will bring in the 4 Leyline of the Void. And maybe then the board plan for Daniel is to bring in the 3 Force of Vigor. But yeah, Chain of Vapor could be something too, yeah. But yeah, the problem is that most of the time, if you board something like that, you board something of your acceleration. And with that, I like the Veil of Summer against 7 discard spells.
You have to be really unlucky with
Yeah,
the draws.
Yeah, for sure. It's Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. So, but I think that the whales are good. I wouldn't bring in fourth one, but he doesn't have any.
I'm not sure. Chino has now wrote me per WhatsApp. I'm not sure if the stream can hear me. Then Peter, can you check?
For me, you are played. So maybe Chino can write me something again on WhatsApp if it's now the same. But you're currently voiced on my side.
Okay, then maybe it's on Chino's side.
So it would be really, really unfortunate if you were muted or are muted. That's low.
Then it just can't. Yeah, that's
Okay,
unfortunate.
he's you now, so seems a little bit iffy.
It's kind of strange.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it has to do something with my uploads, but currently the unstable sign on Twitch is away from me. So yeah. So we have here now game 2 going on. Let's quickly update the standings for them. Yeah, and here we have the Thoughtseize.
That's a good footsies here.
Yeah, it's brainstorm ad nauseum. I mean, ad nauseum is an engine that's unfortunately in the hand of Daniel, which is normally not the place you want it. Yeah,
And he banks on flipping a couple therapy now.
yeah, this seems really, really bad for Daniel, actually. I think a lot of his hands stripped away. Or a good engine stripped away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still can win here if he draws good cards, so nothing is off the line here. I mean, something like LED Past and Flames or something like that would do something here.
Yeah, LED into 2-drawer.
LED tutor or something like that. There is a lot of cards that are good here. Something that you can do. The problem for Daniel's deck is that you have no way to beat the Way of Summer. So you have to play into it, or you have to play this card first. So you can't go for the combo the turn before they kill you because of that.
Yeah, you have to keep that in mind, but then it's you just have to play a little faster. I think it's still okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure if I would have fired off the brainstorm here, the second one.
Yeah, the problem is that you need a lot of acceleration. Because
or if he goes off now.
I think
with
he
the
will go
petal.
For a discard spell. Yeah. And here he wants to see. Yeah. And this is exactly the hand you want to see from a Hogaak opponent. Land, card you can discard.
That's really hard for Manuel here.
So a correct play for Daniel is now maybe get his companion next turn. But yeah.
And then just go to town with Ahira.
Yeah, but yeah.
Ooh, looting.
That's great. 2 lands in hand. I think I've saw a glimmer of a second looting now in the hand of Manuel.
So we know one. So there's one unknown card.
No, there are 2 lands. Yeah.
He discards looting and land, so he basically has another Stitch Supplier.
Yep. And he does mill. Unseeable card.
Way of Summer.
And Bayou.
And Bayou.
And he plays a Polluted Delta. Gets
Bloodgust back.
Bloodgust.
Casts Hogaak.
Oh, so he's lower than 10 life? Oh, no, he cast a Hogaak, yeah. I was thinking about getting in town.
getting to town with the two Bloodgust. No. He just casts Hogaak.
Should be fine
He
enough.
attacks for 1 with the Stitcher Supplier. First blood, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Outside of Fetchlands.
Yeah. But I think there's only one on the side of Daniel. But yeah, let's see if we can combo off. I mean, he only has next turn actually. Because he doesn't survive 2 turns now.
No, for sure not. It's 2, 4, 12 damage.
12 damage, yeah, for next turn. I mean, there isn't really anything that can empower, I would say, the clock. I mean, the only thing would be, I think, Altar into win of the first mill on Hogaak or something like that. Or the mills on the Stitcher Suppliers.
Okay, he takes a Kahira in hand.
I mean, Kahira can... Does Hogaak have travel? Sure.
Yeah, it has trample.
So the Kahira in hand is only another creature, I would say. Maybe that he wants another turn and he wants an answer for the bridge. It makes sense in that way if he has the force in hand.
And there's the flashback looting from Manuel.
Yeah.
Here we can see the power of the looting in a Chant Hogaak deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Discarding a bridge from below.
And which was the other card? Another Hogaak, I think.
I'm not sure. Is it a Gravecrawler? No, it's another Hogaak, yeah.
It's another Hogaak, yeah. And will be interesting which card Daniel top decks for the win.
2 times fetch for 17. Okay, no, it's not enough.
Unfortunately.
His hand wasn't good enough.
I think that Daniel is unfortunately eliminated because of the games. Because I think he would have needed the good tiebreakers with losing no games. But we will all see it after the matches.
I'm not sure if he's eliminated, if he wins this.
Yeah, it will be for sure interesting.
I think it's really close. It's very on the edge.
Yeah, that's
I think it's the closest group we have so far.
No, it was my game was the last game was also deciding if I can advance. It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was for me that I drew 10 turns, no white source with I think 10 or 8 white sources left in my deck. That I lost my last game against Texas.
I've seen it, yeah. And Jonas wins 2-0.
Okay. So you maybe can put everything into the calculator, how it stands. So Jonas has now 15 points, I think. He went for a perfect 3-0 today.
So, yeah, well, wait a minute. I'm going to put this into the tournament table. Oh, yeah, so we are now in... Oh, I haven't actually put the last group in. Oh my god, mea culpa.
And a complete last group.
Oh yeah. So this was 2-0 for Jonas.
Yeah. Then we had Dunninger win 2-0, I think, against Jonas.
Versus Jonas. Yeah, it was 2-0. 2-0 versus Jonas, yeah. And Haas versus Daniel.
Was a 2-0 for no, a 2-1 for Haas.
Manuel versus Daniel are playing now.
Okay, and
Daniel versus Jonas.
I think this is a discount on Whale of Summer.
Yeah, for sure. In my opinion, also because he doesn't have any. He just has decapable therapy.
Yeah, but I think for next turn for Dunning, it's the correct way to do cable therapy for Dark Ritual or something like that. Yeah, Jonas won 2-1 against Daniel.
So there's only one match remaining. The one we're looking at right now.
Yep. So, do we see a turn 1 here? I think Daniel is calculating.
Unfortunately, I think Daniel is out of contention now, with Jonas winning.
Yep. How many points does Manuel have?
At the moment, 12.
Okay. So he won against... Yeah, he won against Dominic. I completely forgot that he won against him. So we have Jonas and Manuel on 12 points.
Oh yeah, they are both advancing into the next stage, into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately for our crew member from the In Response a Legacy podcast, for Daniel, it's the last game in this tournament. Hopefully he will win it with a bang.
I mean, yeah, now he should win it, because I have now my, for sure, commentator, co-host of the stream now with Daniel, and we have our stable internet now.
Oh yeah, with Daniel now we've got stable internet. So the next streams will definitely be better quality from the quality.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for this, but yeah, unfortunately I can nothing do against it. My how it's called in English, my the stuff that tells you how good your internet connection is normally good enough for the stream, but today it's
The upload.
Yeah, the upload is currently a little bit above half of what's normal for me, and yeah, with that it's really bad. I've tuned this
We will
down
see here.
multiple times already, so
We will see here a Wish Claw Talisman, I think, from Daniel.
yeah, could be the card that he play, and with that he will do something next turn, whatever Manuel does, I would say. Just passing, having 6 mana available, you can go Wishclaw Talisman into Ad Nauseam for next turn.
And there's also the thing where Force of Vigor would really shine from Daniel's side.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting rid of LED and Wish Claw Talisman at the end of Daniel's turn would swing the matchup so extremely in his favor.
Yeah, it's
not even funny anymore then.
Yeah, the card is just way too good, I think, to pass. It's really good value as a value card, and yeah, what was problematic in earlier versions was, or in earlier graveyard decks, was that if your opponent had 2 cards against you or 2 grave hate cards, you needed 2 turns to survive that. And nowadays with Force of Vigor, you don't need to pay any mana, and you can kill both of them. And yeah, that's really big. So it seems like we're getting joined with Dunning and Boundfight late today. They will join us on our stream for a short interview with them, how they feel about the group, how they played today, what they hope to expect to play against. And yeah, I think Daniel wins next turn. So yeah, with Dunning already advanced it.
Like I said, I hope Daniel goes out with a bang
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
and wins his last game.
Okay, we see here Cabal Therapy. And let's see what he discarded or named.
Yeah, he knows the contents of his hand.
So he
It's
still
a
had
brainstorm.
Brainstorm. Still a Chain of Vapor. But yeah, for next turn he has enough mana to go ad nausea. Okay.
And he can generate one storm with the chain.
Yeah, but I mean, he needs another land.
I think I would. Oh yeah, true.
I think I would just play my
Go for ad nauseam here.
just go for it.
It depends. It depends on his draw. If he's drawn another mana source, then bouncing Hogaak or bouncing his LED generates 2 storm.
Yeah, definitely. No, it will. Yeah, 2 storm. Yeah, but yeah. I think just going for. I mean, yeah, generating the storm is definitely the better play. Or just playing out a land is also a good starting point, because most of the time you need just the 1 mana to start the chain if you don't draw any Lotus Petals.
I think he has also enough time to just end the turn and bounce the Hogaak.
Yeah, it could be something too, but I think just winning the game would have been a play too.
I'm not sure if ad nauseam is enough to win this turn. I think also like he does now, bouncing the Hogaak is probably the right thing. It takes 8 damage of the clock.
Yeah.
It just takes 4 here.
And there is nothing to recoup.
He can't play the Hogaak again. So he basically gets 2 turns more now with this kind of play, and he sees 2 cards more.
Yeah, and yeah, with that it's on the correct side. Yeah, definitely agree. I'm always on the I have to go in perspective in such decks, and lose the broader spectrum to think about how many turns can I generate with which play, because I just want to survive every possible draw. Because if you go in last turn, there would have been no possibility for a Will of Summer. Now you have to respect the Will of Summer again, and that's a problem for me.
Oh yeah, but again with the Whale of Summer, when we go now for or next turn for the ad nauseam line, you can just make a value ad nauseam discard. Just look if he has it, and if he doesn't have it, then you can storm off or make the value ad nauseam.
Yeah.
So I think with the clock that's on board now, he can simply pass the turn like he did, go down 4 life, and draw a card more.
Yeah.
And there's another land. That's huge. A land is huge now.
Yeah, the problem now is that with every turn passing, he loses, I think, 4 life that he can pay with an ad nauseam. So he has already lost, I think, twice it. So he's now on 12 life. Or 11 or something like that. So ad nauseam is way worse now, actually. As 2 turns before.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So...
But it depends if he even has to go for that nauseam line here. He Wish Claws now.
Okay, Wish Claw without activating. So he must have drawn his Pastel Flames.
Or the ad nauseam, yeah.
Okay, he uses this mana. He has now 5 mana floating. He played, I think this is his first spell this turn, yeah.
It's his first spell, yeah.
And yeah.
Storm is 1 5 mana. I really like Cabal Ritual, gotta say.
Yeah. Okay, he drew the ad nauseam off the top, it seems. which is really, really bad. I think this was the top deck he had the turn I said I would here just go for it and awesome. Then it would make all sense to me.
But he has to do it now.
Okay. This is a good
That's a
start.
good. That's a good start. Oh, that's okay.
Pawn is okay. It's only one. I would have seen Dark Ritual here.
Ooh, the tutor is kind of hard.
Maybe he can do something because it's just stopping. Or maybe he's stopping because he's at 4 life or something like that. Because at 4 life now past.
Oh no, he loses 3.
I think you should be above.
Oh god, there's a pass inflator. I think he has to stop now, yeah.
Yeah. And
was this game? No.
I think so. Because he's now below 4
Yeah.
life.
Oh my god, he got killed through his own ad nauseum. Such a shame.
No, I don't think that he was killed from his ad nauseum. I think he would have been dead the next turn from the attack. Because he doesn't have... He only had 3 mana floating, 1 petal, and there was no ritual, nothing he could have drawn. And I think he was at 1, something like that.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it seems like that he top decked at nauseam turn. He wanted to get it with... how's it called? With the Wishclaw Talisman. And with that, he lost the game. Can you activate Wishclaw Talisman in the draw step?
No, only as a sorcery.
No, you can use it only in your turn, I think, because you can use it in response to encounter spell to get your Veil of Summer. I think you can use it in your
Okay.
Remove
Only
search
during your
library
turn.
for during your turn. So I think the correct play for Daniel. It seems harsh, but I think the correct play for Daniel would have been to activate the Wishclaw Talisman in his draw step. No, it doesn't. Yeah, activate the Wishclaw Talisman in the draw step to get Ad Nauseam and cast Ad Nauseam in his draw step, just to prevent this small out, which is really, really small.
Okay,
so
we are taking a short 5-minute break, and then we're back with the interview from our advancing players.
So see you soon. minute. And hello, we are now back with the interview of our two advancing players. On the left side on the top, Bauernfeind Jonas. On the right side of the top, Manuel Danninger. So yeah, guys, how do you feel with advancing from the group stage? Let's start
At first, I gotta say congratulations for advancing. Really great games. I think, Manuel, you did a clean 3-0 here in this leg of the tournament. Really great gameplay. So yeah, back to the question from Peter.
So,
how are you feeling?
First of all, I have to say that I predicted correctly, and you all were wrong. You all put me on first place in the in the recap, and I told you I wouldn't. So 1 point for me. Yeah, and yeah, I think it's if you look at the matchups, it's what you would expect. Maybe switching Ant and Silver. Daniel on second and me on third. But I think that I overestimated how my Loam matchup, because I feel with the little changes that Dominic has made from an standard stock low list, he's just a little bit slower, and that's the one thing you shouldn't be against Delver. A little bit slower, and that really makes the Delver plan work perfect. You just play for it, then you make sure that for the next two turns there isn't really anything progressing. You wait him, you counter him, and suddenly he's at 4 life. You take a bolt attack with your Arcanist, and he's dead.
Oh yeah. So protecting the queen works great in this particular matchup. Yeah.
And how about
really
you,
cool.
Manuel? How do you feel? Have you felt that you will advance as the number 1 player, or was it a little bit?
I guess my matchups aren't really great. I guess I'm a little bit behind against Ant, and far behind, I guess, against Dominic's deck. Because after boarding he got Leyline, pre-board he got Genesis. What's really bad for me. But yeah, I guess good draws from my side. Guess the best matchup was against Ragdeva.
Yeah, that's why we'll be good against Blue decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, something that we really missed in your list actually was Force of Vigor actually, because this would make, I think, a few matchups a little bit better, because you are more easily can answer multiple threats or counter pieces.
Thought about this, but I think his deck plays 2 little green cards for Force of Vigor to be consistently good, because he has not that much green cards and a little card selection or card draw, so he isn't really always having access to Force of Vigor. But
I kind of disagree here.
Wait.
But Manuel,
the reason I don't play Force of Vigor because I borrowed the deck, and our Magic Shop doesn't have Force of Vigor, so I need to change the sideboard. I also played Chant because we don't have uses at the shop, so
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually a pretty good reason. And now we can understand that deck list a little better.
Yeah, it's something that's more common to paper players actually, and that's great, because online everyone has access to every card, and in paper you
except if it has
jumped
that card and there's only one opened.
Online we have the big problem with all the special cards, with Jumpstart, with Commander Legends and stuff like that. They are way too expensive.
The Source Rider is a whole topic, I guess.
I think you mean also Shepard and not Rider, but
yeah, it was pun that's intended on Chino. Because he always says it's a Rider.
Yeah, and with that, I will just put on the screen the updated list of our tournament bracket from our standings. So we will, if you look over to the stream, you see the Group D actually, and perspectively for you guys, Manuel, who you want to finish in second place? Because we have Manuel Hogaak, Ragdeva 7 points, Philip Klein on 6 points with Black Tef, black pile of combo pieces. Michael Höller on 4 points with Death in Texas. Am I correct, Philip?
Oh yeah.
And Michael Mitter on 0 points with, I'm not sure.
Gobbles.
With
Goblins.
goblins. Okay, so yeah, Manuel, who you want to finish in second place to play against in your quarterfinal match?
So I guess we make cross pairings, right?
Yeah, we cross pair
we make
because,
cross pairings. You finished first, so you will play against the second place in group D.
And you will be on the play.
Yeah.
So Philip, what deck do you play? I didn't know.
It's a black pile
it's
of
black
combo
death.
pieces.
Okay, so I need to check your deck list then.
I mean, in the meantime, I could answer this question for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, if Manuel finished first, we play each other and we play the Rakalva mirror matchup, which isn't that great if you know that you are on the draw.
Yeah.
But you don't only play deck versus deck, you also play player with player. And in the last 7 matches, I played in the mirror against Manuel and didn't lose a match. So I just think I think I'm a pretty good player in the mirror, especially. And somehow I always come out on top against Manuel. So not saying he's a bad player, but I just think that I am comfortable with playing the mirror against Manuel. So I wouldn't mind that. On the other hand, if Philip is first, I think it's a good matchup because he doesn't like that I have 4 daces and 6 forces in my deck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And also, some of your combos require you to cast something with CMC2. Are you familiar with Belsnare?
No, never heard of that one. What is?
It's a fine card.
I think we banned it in this format, am I right?
No,
especially for this one.
It's like a companion. You can play it from outside.
Okay.
So I think that's just a good matchup. Then was it Höller Michael Death in Texas? Yeah. Similar with Manuel. Honestly I don't know the matchup that well with the new Skyclave guy apparition.
Yeah, he made the matchup really bad.
It tilts the matchup in his favor if it wasn't already. But also I think that this is a matchup where we have to play really tight and get sequencing and decision making extremely correct. And I just see I just think that I am better at that in this matchup than Michael. So I also see the advantage in the player segment there, because this is really a matchup where every error is punished.
Yeah, for sure. It's a swinging matchup, but I think with Skyclave, the tools are now here to beat.
Yeah, the tools are definitely
here. As a defensive player.
Also, it is way easier for him to mess up than for me, because he has double the number of moving pieces. With he has to decide how hard he will destroy my land base. He has to decide which creature to play when, which equipment which creature. He has just much more decisions. And even the smallest failure can lose him the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I will at least get my winners to win the game in this match. And goblins, I think I would beat goblins. Also, I'm not sure if it's really that likely that he comes from 0 points to the top. And so I don't think we can even make the mathematical play against each other.
No, I also think he's pretty much out of contention. Not even
and
with clean 3-0. It's possible now.
He can't get to first place. That's the problem.
He would have to get to first place. So we would play, and I don't think that's possible. I think he could get second with some weird. If there's 3-0 and the other matches go in his favor, but he won't make first. But I think I would beat goblins. I like a goblin matchup.
And so you feel you have 3 good matchups going into player perspective and matchup perspective. How about you, Manu?
I guess now I see Philip's deck list. I guess it's unwinnable. So main pick
yeah,
Leyland.
I would also have guessed that from the first look on Phil's decklist that he's just a little bit faster than you, maybe. So
You got Leyland main deck.
I
What?
that actually forgot, but yeah, that seems good.
And
He got Leyland and he got Stark Depths, so he's I guess much faster than me.
Yeah.
I guess there would be not much to do against this matchup, but let's see.
so you hope for Death in Texas or Rockdale to finish in second place.
Yes.
Is Death in Texas a good matchup for you, or is it not that great?
Depends on his draws, but I guess it's not bad at all. And it's always how the pilot plays the deck. Pretty much a reason to beat this deck. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, it's Death in
But-
Texas
Yeah,
is really player dependent and hard to play.
And that's I mean not to be disrespectful, but this Michael is on the part of this group from Ants which joined like a couple years later than most of us. It's just you need really hundreds of game matches to really get good with Death in Texas, because even if you played it a little bit or in a large bit, you still make mistakes. You still find new directions because it's really a complicated deck. Yeah.
It's definitely easy to play and really hard to master.
Yeah.
I don't think there are many
So,
players in the world who can really leverage different access to
I
a
think it would
high
be.
ceiling.
I think I wouldn't like to play against Texas in the quarterfinals if it would be a different Michael piloting it, because I think Michael Pilz is really good at it.
Oh yeah,
And so from experience, because I played at this exact matchup against Michael Pilz a lot, quite a lot, not winning often.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think we will. Or Philip,
wrap it up here.
Yeah, or so no more questions for you. So you will get your rest before playing in your quarters. I think
So I can rest for 2 weeks now or something.
something like
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
I think I will just move up the plan. So I think we will have second place Group C, playing in 2 weeks. I think on the Friday, so it should be the 15th of January or something like that. With the quarterfinals, the first ones, and the second quarterfinals will be on the 22nd of January. Yeah, I think with that.
Oh yeah.
We will wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us for the interview. Thank you guys for playing in the tournament. And yeah, let's hope for...
And also to all our viewers, thank you for joining us in this stream. It was great to have you on. If you like what we are doing, just follow our Twitter. It's @Austrian_legacy. You can find me on Twitter. It's @PhinikMTG, PHINDKMTG. And you, Peter?
You can find me on Twitter. It's @UnicornLord, but the O in the Lord is a 0. You can find the Austrian Legacy League on @Austrian_Legacy on Twitter. You can find it on our Twitch channel, which is directly where you are currently, or on the YouTube channel if you watch the VODs. Just search Austrian Legacy League in YouTube.
It's basically in the info box below. Just there are all our links. Just take a look on here and drop a subscribe. Would be great. Drop a follow. And also you, Jonas, can we find you on Twitter?
Yeah, if you're really into not getting anything in your time because I never post anything, you can find me on Twitter at
Maybe you should change that.
Yoba, I think _99 or something. So the first letter of my first name, first letter of my last name, then underscore, and then the year of my birth. Feel old yet, guys?
No?
Oh yeah, now definitely.
Yeah, so I regularly post nothing, and if you're into that, please leave me a follow.
And for you, Manuel?
Seems great.
No.
So
Still no.
still no. But if
It's okay.
Yeah, if you want to learn something about Manuel, check out the 5th episode of the In Response, a Legacy podcast. We had a talk there with Manuel directly after him winning his Legacy Showcase Challenge Qualifier Magic Online Tournament, something like that.
And I'm on episode 7 or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jon's actually on episode 7, where we talked about him and his experience in the Austrian Legacy League, because he won the 5th season of the Austrian Legacy League. And yeah, with that, I think we will definitely wrap it up.
That's enough information for you folks out there. We wrap it up. Have a nice night and goodbye.
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 Thanks, bye.